The airport was buzzing with life, the rush of rolling suitcases, the chatter of boarding calls, and the hum of jet engines in the distance. At gate D17, Andre Lewis, 29, stood quietly in line, passport in hand. He was a software developer from Atlanta, traveling to Seattle to present at a tech conference, his first big opportunity. He wore a gray hoodie, jeans, and sneakers. Nothing special. Nothing threatening. But to a few eyes watching from across the terminal, his presence alone became a problem. As he adjusted his backpack, 2 security officers started toward him. Their voices were sharp. "Hey! You! Stop right there!" Andre turned, confused. "Me?" Seconds later, without warning, one officer grabbed his arm. The other shoved him down. He hit the cold tile floor with a thud. His laptop slid across the floor, screen cracked. His passport scattered open beside him. "Why are you arresting me?" he shouted, dazed. "What did I do?" People froze. Phones came out. But what the guards didn't realize was that every second of what they were doing, every word, every shove, was being recorded. Not just by bystanders, but by the airport's own security cameras. And when that footage came out, the truth hit harder than any tackle ever could. Just 30 minutes earlier, Andre had been laughing on a FaceTime call with his sister. "Don't mess up that presentation," she teased. "Mom's already bragging." He grinned. "I got this." He never expected that before the day ended, he'd be handcuffed on an airport floor, and his name trending worldwide. It started small. A woman at the gate counter had glanced at him nervously when he asked about boarding times. He'd smiled politely, thanked her, and stepped back. But moments later, he noticed her whispering to another employee, pointing discreetly in his direction. He didn't think much of it. Until the guards arrived. "Sir, what's in your bag?" one demanded. Andre blinked. "Just my laptop and chargers." "Step aside." He complied, confused. They didn't explain. One grabbed his backpack, the other began questioning him loudly. "Who are you meeting? What's your destination?" I'm flying to Seattle for work," Andre said, voice shaking. "Here, my ticket." Before he could finish, one guard muttered under his breath. "You people always have excuses." That's when Andre's tone changed. "Excuse me?" the guard snapped. "Put your hands behind your back." "What? Why? I didn't do anything." But in seconds, they pushed him down. The terminal gasped. "Stop resisting!" one shouted, pressing his knee against Andre's shoulder. He wasn't resisting. He was terrified. Someone yelled, "Let him go!" Another passenger shouted, "I'm recording this!" Within moments, 5 phones were pointed their way. Andre's face was pressed to the floor. "Please," he said quietly. "I can't breathe." The words hung in the air like static. The guards froze, but didn't move. Not yet. 15 minutes later, airport police arrived. "What's going on?" the officer asked. One guard spoke quickly. "Suspicious behavior. Possible stolen items." "Did you confirm that?" The guard hesitated. "Not yet." The officer frowned. "Release him. Now." They did. Andre stood slowly, his hoodie torn, his knuckles scraped. "You're going to regret this," he whispered. The guards rolled their eyes. "Sure." They had no idea how right he was. 2 days later, a short video appeared on Twitter. Title: Black man slammed by airport security for no reason. The clip was shaky, shot from a passenger's phone, but the image was clear. Andre on the floor. 2 guards holding him down. A crowd yelling for them to stop. Within hours, it had 5 million views. By the next morning, national news picked it up. But what turned outrage into fire wasn't the phone footage. It was the security camera angle that leaked the following day. High definition. No edits. No excuses. It showed Andre standing quietly, no threat, no raised voice, no aggression. It showed the guards initiating everything. and it showed the exact moment they realized the world was watching. The headline everywhere read, "Airport guards lied. Cameras prove innocent traveler attacked without cause." The airport released a statement. "We are deeply concerned about the treatment of Mr. Andre Lewis. An internal investigation is underway." But that wasn't enough. Andre's lawyer held a press conference. He played the footage live. And then he said something that broke the internet. "They didn't tackle a threat. They tackled a stereotype." Andre stood beside him, bruised but composed. Reporters asked, "What do you want from this?" He replied softly, "I don't want revenge. I want accountability. And I want people to know the cameras don't lie, even when people do." The two guards were fired within the week. One issued an apology on social media. "I made a mistake. I saw what I was trained to fear, not what was actually there." But for Andre, the scars ran deeper than any apology. He said later in an interview, "It wasn't just my body that hit the floor that day. It was my trust." Still, he didn't stay silent. A month later, Andre helped launch a nonprofit called Clear Vision, advocating for mandatory bodycam and transparency policies in airport security. He began speaking publicly, turning pain into power. At one speech, he said, "The cameras caught everything, but what they really caught was proof that change is overdue." Today, Andre Lewis's story has been viewed over 50 million times across platforms. He's been invited to speak at universities, airports, and civil rights panels. But when asked what moment he remembers most, he doesn't mention the fame or the fury. He talks about a child. A little boy who ran up to him at an event, tugging on his jacket. "Are you the man they hurt?" the boy asked. Andre smiled gently. "Yeah, buddy. That was me." The boy nodded. "You didn't cry." Andre laughed softly. "Not that you saw." Then he said, "But I got back up, and that's what matters." Because when the world saw him fall, millions stood with him. If you saw someone being treated unfairly, would you record it, or walk away? Tell me below. Because silence helps no one, and justice starts when someone decides to see. If you believe truth always finds the camera, hit like, share, and subscribe for more stories where courage stands tall, even when the world tries to knock it down. Because sometimes, the lens doesn't just capture injustice, it exposes it.